Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for hosting me. I really appreciate you holding these kinds of events. I think this is a time of soul searching for everyone who cares about the issue, who follows the issue. This is a moment that is very painful, and the developments in Israel are really troubling for everyone there and here. I think that, my worry always has been that the focus on two states, which is not anything that is possible in any foreseeable future. It's really merely a theoretical possibility with no one able to provide a serious path to get there in any foreseeable future, that simply serves as a smokescreen for covering up an intolerable reality on the ground every day of the week. And when I hear the President of the United States or the Secretary of State saying, we oppose anything that undermines the two-state solution, when I hear, let's put the lid on it and not escalate, it suggests that the status quo is intolerable, when the status quo is absolutely intolerable. And we're talking about outposts and settlements, when in fact, what we have is something that is lasted military rule over millions of people that have lasted for 5.5 decades with no end in sight in any foreseeable future. This is a lifetime for people. And let's get it straight. It isn't just the shooting, the ugly ones that we've seen, whether it's Palestinians shooting Israelis or Israelis shooting Palestinians. Sure, those are awful. But there is violence every single day that is invisible. How do you think you can impose a military rule over millions of people for 5.5 decades? People who don't want you there, who don't want you in their homes, who don't want you in their towns. How do you think you can do it? Except through the gun, which is, of course, present even when it's not fired. And so there is violence in the status quo. The status quo is intolerably violent. And we camouflage that with this promise about some future solution that will get us out of there, and instead every single day reduces the chance of getting there because we accept and we want to look the other way. I've always asked myself, and I ask you all to ask the same question: what if you had children or relatives who grew up knowing nothing but military domination and living under humiliation every single day of your lives, and you see nothing on the horizon, and they're now young adults, and you are looking to see what they would do? How many of us would be proud of them if they did not resist? How many of us would be proud of them if they did not resist their humiliation? I cannot imagine that I would be proud of my children if they accepted to be humiliated every single day and to look at a future in which they will be humiliated every single day. I wouldn't want them to be violent, for sure, but I would want them to resist. And how are they going to resist when there's such a huge asymmetry of power without the help of the international community? How are they going to be resisting without recourse to violence, which we all hope they will do, if we take away from them every conceivable way of resisting peacefully, such as clamping down on NGOs that record the humiliation that they experience, the intolerable reality that they live every day, such as preventing them from going to international courts to pass judgment on what has taken place on the ground. And so how are we going to do it when we're taking the incentives for people in the Israeli government to do it, when we're saying we're going to do peace with the Arab states, between Israel and the Arab states, with disregard to what happens in the status quo in the territories? We're going to take what was used to be an incentive, peace between Israel and the Arab state as a reward for Israel ending the occupation of the Palestinians. And obviously that has not happened. So I think that The problem that I have is the language and our focus and our sort of discourse is the two-state dead or not dead, is do we do this settlement or that settlement, is a complete distraction from a reality that has been there for 5.5 decades and is not going away and is getting worse every day. And we have people in the Israeli government who obviously lay claim to all of the land except for the people. And so I think we need to really, the moment demands a different discourse. The moment demands a recognition of something that has endured with many people looking the other way.
Mm-hmm.